Hey, what's going on, y'all? I just had to check the level for a second, and we have to talk about some important things. And the biggest one is not only is my camera kind of diagonal, Kaido, is he awakened or not? Is the fight over or not? I think we can all agree that Kaido just got the F beat out of him, and he's definitely like wincing in pain in a little fetal position deep in the earth's crust because dang, that punch was insane. Overall, a really good way to end the chapter, and I really think that Kaido isn't done yet, unfortunately, because in some battles you see an awakening, a turning point, and it's usually after a little bit of the flashbacks, and we only just had the first flashback of Kaido in this last chapter. Why does Oda want to present it like this? Well, it's the fact that there's of course reasons to Kaido being a villain, but also it can tell us a little bit more about how Kaido is going to feel by the end of this fight and what's gonna happen next, because there's still all the beastmen under Kaido, and you know that could still be a problem for the Straw Hat crew. Also, let's not forget that Luffy just was completely knocked out at the end of the chapter, or what it seemed like. What's also important here is the fact that, is Kaido awakened or not? A lot of people have been talking about it on the subreddit, and they bring up old awakenings back in the previous chapters that talked about that talked about basically things changing around them. So has anything changed around Kaido? Not really. And you can't really count flame clouds, because what an awakening does, as Doflamingo said in the chapter whenever he awakened, was he changes the environment. Luffy awakened for sure because he changed the environment as well. He turned things into rubber. But since Kaido is a beast kind of Zoan, and what is he gonna turn everything around him? Fire, I guess. He turned himself into fire, which was pretty cool and looked like an awakening move, but we can't really say that for sure. What we can say for sure is Kaido knows about awakening. He's been with his devil fruit for over 30 years, so of course, and he's the strongest person, one of the strongest people on the earth. So we can probably imply it's probably implied that Kaido has already awakened. But do y'all think so? I'm on the fence about it. I can't really say for sure. Usually whenever someone awakens, they bring it up, or it's explicitly said in the panel, in the chapters, and it hasn't been. Was Big Mom beaten without an awakening? Yeah. And was she an emperor? Yeah. And did she have her devil fruit for a long time? Yes. So it's hard to say whether awakening is even a turning point in this battle between Luffy and Kaido. Another thing is the battle over. I don't think it's over, because Kaido just got knocked down to the earth. Shina has settled. Oda has a very fancy way of, bringing the story together in whatever way he does. I think that's still gonna play a role towards the end, towards the next few chapters. Does it suck that there's a break? Yeah. But does it give us time to think about what's gonna happen next? Yes. Are we gonna be correct? Of course not, because Oda always, he's a master storyteller at this point, and he always brings in other things that we forget about, or things that hasn't really been shown, because that's in his arsenal of making a compelling story. What I think that's special about this, though, is the battle might not be over, but I think Kaido is still going to give up or be defeated, because we all know that Oda loves to have the numerical significance, and it's going to be 1050 next chapter. 1050, I think that might have a significance in this battle. We can't say for sure, but honestly, with how it looked like Kaido was beaten. With the flashbacks that was shown, him talking to King about Joy Boy, and that's the person that can beat him. Luffy did just beat him into a pulp. I mean, he was in his strongest form and still could not go against Luffy's punch. But Is Luffy too tired to continue the fight? Probably. I mean, he's been in and out of near death so many times now in this battle. And then finally in Gear 5th, his heart almost stopped working completely. So it's hard to say for sure what's going to happen, but I can tell you that Kaido is probably not completely knocked out. It's not defeated. We have not heard the final ring of the bell, and Luffy for sure looks in complete, you know, just turmoil, I guess. But he is tired, basically has used up all of his powers at this point. I'm sure Gear 5th Awakening is no easy task because, like Law said in that one chapter, whenever him and Eustace were in Oganashina, he said that he can't really control his awakening yet, and that it takes a lot out of him. And I believe the same goes for Luffy. Just like Luffy using Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd, it shortens his lifespan, as was talked about between his battle with him and Lucci. It's going to be the same thing. Also, I completely forgot to say this, but I'm using a video from Vinland. Check him out, Vinland D. He is a very good YouTuber that has really good content. Definitely check him out. I should have credited him earlier, and I'm sorry about that, but I'll definitely have it in the description. What's definitely awesome about this, though, is that Kaido basically looks defeated. He was already tired, and he got knocked out of his flame move with that punch. This hockey that Luffy uses also ruins people from the inside, and I don't think I don't think that changed with Luffy's last attack. And whenever you get hit by a fist that's larger than your body, I don't think you can continue after that point. And I think that's why Oda made it that big, because we can kind of have an accurate guess about what's going to happen next. Kaido's too tired to fight. He might try again, but I think he'd be too weak at this point. Luffy, clearly too tired to fight. He's falling from the sky, getting out of Gear 5th, and everyone's just in complete destruction. And then we also have CPO at Onigashima looking to get Robin and Luffy. So honestly, it's not looking good for the Straw Hats, clearly, and someone's gonna die. Mark my words. Someone close to the Straw Hat crew is gonna RIP. Why I say this? Because too many bad things have been happening. I mean, everyone's under extreme stress and near death. So it's just crazy these last several chapters, and it's not gonna stop for sure. So looking forward to what happens next, and I know y'all are too. Just had to bring this up. So is Kaido awakened? Probably, or it won't be in the fight. I think that we can all agree on that. He's too tired to be awakened. It takes a lot of energy. Next, is the fight going to continue? I don't think it's exactly over, but I don't think Kaido will be able to continue. So yeah, the fight's over. Fight's over. Kaido is already awakened, and that's not going to be a turning point in this battle. And Luffy's too tired to continue, and someone close to the Straw Hat crew is gonna die. Mark my words, because Big Mom didn't awaken, you know, and that was a big fight. Does Kaido have some kind of plot armor to where he's gonna awaken and then still take control? Probably not, but we'll see what happens. And bounty for Luffy, 5 billion. So with 5 billion, that would be a higher bounty than Shanks, and I don't think it's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be slightly lower. So we'll just have to see. But I think Luffy's not stronger than Shanks for sure, and therefore he's not gonna have a higher bounty. But here's an argument. The world government now knows about Luffy and his devil fruit and the Willow D, whatever. They know more, basically. So they could put a higher bounty, because since he has now awakened since he basically is Joy Boy, the revered figure that freed a lot of slaves and will continue to do that in the next life he gets in, which is Luffy's. Yeah, I think that the world government could have a special eye for him and now put him at a higher bounty than Shanks. But that's really the only reasons I can think of. But we know that berry bounty does have a higher correlation with strength, so it's most likely that it's not going to be higher than Shanks, just because why would the world government want to put so much focus on Luffy? And with how mysterious they've been and how they want to keep secrets to themselves, yeah, I don't count on it being higher than Shanks actually. And let me know what y'all think. Honestly, I'm ready for discussion. I'm ready to respond to comments, and we'll just have to see what's next. What's with you Hakusho being here? Anyways, thank you for watching. We'll just have to see what happens next. Fight's over. Kaido's already awakened. It's not going to be a turning point. Someone close to the Straw Hat Crew is going to die. Luffy's not going to have a higher berry bounty than Shanks. Alright, see ya.